All right, so I'll be honest. I don't actually care about Bronny James. If it wasn't for his dad, he wouldn't be on my radar or any of your radars unless you're like some super nerdy recruiting geek. LeBron has said that he would love to play with his son, but he has never come out as strong as he just did. My last year will be played with my son. Wherever Bronny's at, that's where I will be. I would do whatever it takes to play with my son for 1 year. It's not about the money at that point. Okay, this tells every team in the NBA, if you want LeBron, draft Bronny. That means LeBron James could be on like the Kings or LeBron on the Warriors. Literally any team that wants him. But this announcement actually tells us something else really big about LeBron that we did not know before. There's really only one father-son duo who have played together at the highest level of American sports. Ken Griffey Sr. was 40 years old in the 1990 MLB season. He had the option to retire or be released from his current team, the Reds. He chose to be released because if he retired, he couldn't sign with another team for the rest of the season. He wanted to play for the Seattle Mariners because they had his son Ken Griffey Jr. So this was historic, obviously like tons of media attention, and they started actually next to each other in the outfield. But it wasn't just hype, they were good. They hit back-to-back singles in their first game, then they hit back-to-back home runs. Ken Griffey Sr. was a 3-time All-Star and a 2-time champ. They both actually, father and son, won All-Star Game MVP. And Ken Griffey Jr. was just named the 13th greatest baseball player of all time by ESPN. That is a really high bar for LeBron and his son. But just how good is Bronny, actually? Guys, today's sponsor is Fission Energy Drinks, and I am super excited to have found them because I've drank energy drinks for a long time, and Fission just checks all the boxes. Number one, they've got 0 calories, no sugar, which to me is important. Number two, you can adjust how much caffeine it actually has. Sometimes I'm not in the mood for 300 milligrams. Sometimes I just want like 100 or 80 like Red Bull. Well, the cool thing about Fission is they have this dial on top that lets you set the amount of caffeine. I have worked my way through all of their flavors, but I think my favorite actually is ET, which is what I'm drinking right now. It's like a lemon lime flavor, and it's awesome. So I am using the clear bottle today so that you can see how it works. All you do is you fill it up with water. I'm almost done with this one. And just like a regular water bottle, then you have the top, and all you do is take it out of the package, boom, screw it on, that's it. And you use the dial, and there's actually enough caffeine in here for 4 energy drinks, and it's $4. So that's $1 an energy drink. I also like the bottle because it's discreet. Sometimes I don't want to walk around with this big, like, bright energy drink can. They all are pretty cheesy. But Fission, it just looks like a regular water bottle. So click the link below for 10% off your first order of Fission. They are my new favorite way to get caffeine in the morning or the afternoon. Thanks so much to Fission for being a sponsor. He first got on our radar as a 5th grader when his team won something called the USBA Championship. Forgive me if I'm supposed to know that. I'm not actually caught up on my 5th grade basketball. LeBron had his son 28 days before his second season in the NBA started at just 19 years old. His girlfriend at the time, Savannah, was 18 years old. Since that 5th grade performance, Bronny has been talked about by NBA fans around the world, and he just finished his junior year at Sierra Canyon near Los Angeles. Bronny's a 6'3" point guard with crazy athleticism, but nowhere near the skills of his dad at 17 years old. He averages under 10 points a game. Now, to be fair, basically no one is like his dad was, but Bronny does have good court vision, good defense, and strength. His most unique attribute, though, might be his ability to handle pressure. I mean, he has seen what it's like to be in the brightest NBA spotlight, and he chose to play with really good teammates at Sierra Canyon when he probably could have gone to another team and been the star. Colleges like Kentucky, Duke, and UCLA are interested, but Bronny really only has one official scholarship offer from North Carolina Central. Right now, he is the 34th ranked player in his high school class, which is elite, like comparatively. You're the 34th best guy your age in the whole country, but it's not like a surefire sign that you're gonna make the NBA. The last number 34 recruit to have a real career was Dwight Powell, and that was his ranking back in 2010, so it's been 11 years. Now you can look below 34 and find really good players, Jeremy Grant, Christian Wood, but none of that actually matters. This is LeBron James's son. Now that he's made it known, he'll play for whoever drafts Bronny. Bronny's basically guaranteed to make the league. And I know, a ton of people will say, that's not fair. Actually, yeah, it is. This kind of stuff happens all the time. Have you seen Thanasis Antetokounmpo? I don't want to be mean, but his biggest contribution to the Milwaukee Bucks is the fact that he has 6 fouls before he can foul out. Or, I'd argue, Kostas Antetokounmpo was probably only on the Lakers last year to try to recruit Giannis before he was a free agent. Funny how a few months after Giannis signed his extension with the Bucks, Kostas was no longer a Laker? As long as LeBron is still balling like he is at 37 years old, I have no problem with a team wanting to give a roster spot to his son just to have LeBron. Even if they just want to sell tickets, I could see that happening. Bronny is eligible to be drafted in 2024. LeBron will be 39 years old. The problem is LeBron's contract. He signed with the Lakers through the rest of this year and then next year, which means that he's gonna have to wait like 1 season before Bronny shows up. Which means he'll have like 1 season where we don't know where he's gonna play before Bronny is eligible for the draft. And that's really the first thing that we're learning about LeBron. We know for sure he will play out his contract with the Lakers, then he will sign a 1-year deal to be a free agent when his son is ready. Will that for sure be 1 year on the Lakers? Maybe not. Not only are the Lakers a mess right now, but he actually hinted that he could return to the Cavaliers. The door's not closed on returning to Cleveland. I'm not saying I'm coming back and playing. I don't know. I don't know what my future holds. What? LeBron is just like dropping bombs at the All-Star break right now. The problem with that is money. If LeBron is signing that 1-year deal to wait for Bronny, he will only sign the max, not some mid-level exception. I don't play mid-level basketball. I don't come back for anything below the top. Okay, LeBron, we get it. You're good. Thanks. And besides, why would the Cavaliers want a 38-year-old LeBron at that point? They are building their own identity. The Cavs have 2 All-Stars this year, which they haven't had without LeBron on the team for 30 seasons. They're about to make the playoffs without LeBron for the first time in 24 years. Bringing on a max contract LeBron James for 1 year would require them to blow up what they have from a salary standpoint, and that's just wrong. But the one exception is if they drafted Bronny James. Remember, he said, I would do whatever it takes to play with my son for 1 year. It's not about the money at that point. But by the way, has anyone even asked how, I don't know, Bronny feels about all this? I mean, he probably thinks it's a cool idea, but I just feel weird that here we all are talking about this, but we haven't actually heard from him. Maybe he would feel weird about talking about being drafted by an NBA team when you're a junior in high school, but even just like hypothetically. But there is one thing that could ruin at least LeBron's dream. Bronny is probably not a one-and-done college player at all. I mean, are we sure that spending 1 semester in college is even the best thing for him? A lot of players declare for the draft early and they miss out on really valuable time developing their game. I mean, there's a chance that leaving after 1 semester to play with his dad hurts his pro career. And if Bronny does stay in school, how long could LeBron actually wait? Till he's 40, 41, 42 years old? Bronny will either take off this next year as a senior at Sierra Canyon and become like a one-and-done type player, or he's probably gonna be like a G League type dude. But if LeBron's dream does go to plan, then we know one huge thing about LeBron that we didn't know before. LeBron will retire from the NBA in 3 seasons. 1 more with the Lakers, 1 more gap year waiting for Bronny, and then 1 with his son. We now know that the countdown to LeBron's retirement has officially begun. Yo, we just learned also that CJ McCollum has not talked to Zion Williamson since he's become a Pelican. That is insane. Like, that is unacceptable. Something serious is going on with Zion right now, and I made a whole video about it here. Check it out.